Today we're going to make this awesome little cotton bowl cover, which is perfect for a soup bowl. This pattern is very easily made and you really don't need much. Hi, my name is Nikki and I'm the creator of Nikki's Homemade Crafts. You will need some Lion brand yarns 24/7 cotton. You will also need a G or 4mm hook and some kind of stitch marker. I'm just using this little piece right here as a stitch marker. You can choose whatever you like. You will start with a magic ring or magic circle. I simply wrap my yarn around 2 fingers, release the loop and hold it and pull up my yarn. So let me do that again. I just hold the loop, insert my hook and pull up a loop right here. Then I hold it, put my finger inside the loop, chain 1, and now I can start with my first round. I keep my ring finger inside the magic ring or circle to keep it stable. Place 6 single crochets in the magic ring. Once you're finished, pull the end to close the loop. Now use your stitch marker because we're going in continuous rounds. So simply insert it right here, just let it hang there. Now I'm going to go into the next round without doing a slip stitch. You're doing 2 single crochets in each stitch. We're now in the next round. In the next round, which is round number 3, you will have 1 single crochet in one stitch and 2 single crochets in the next. Currently we have 12 stitches. In the next round we're going to have 18. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 single crochets in the next. Repeat that pattern. So 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Now again, remove your stitch marker and move it upwards. In the next round we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. And then repeat that pattern. At the end of the round, again, you're moving up your stitch marker. Now you're going to do 3 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, and then do a increase. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. And then repeat those again and again all over. So we now finished round 5. We're now going to round 6. So we move our stitch marker up. So we now do 4 single crochets, 1 in each of the next 4 stitches, and then an increase. Repeat that specific pattern all the way to the end of the round. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 1 single crochet. Now an increase. Repeat that. We now finished round 6. Move on to round 7. Round 7, you will do 5 single crochets and then an increase. Repeat that specific pattern all the way to the end of the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. Repeat that. We finished round 7. We move on to round 8. Round 8 has 6 single crochets, 1 in each, and then an increase. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an increase. Repeat that pattern all the way to the end of the round. We now finished round 8. We move on to round 9. Round 9 has 7 single crochets and then an increase. And then repeat that all the way throughout. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and an increase. Repeat this pattern until the end of the round. We now finished round 9. We move on to round 10. In round 10, we have 8 single crochets and an increase, and then repeat that until the end of the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a double, and an increase. Now repeat this pattern until the end of the round. We now finished round 10. We move on to round 11. This is the last round of increasing if you want to use this bowl cover for a soup-sized bowl that is roughly 5.5 inches in diameter. If you want to increase further, you can create a bowl cover for a bigger size bowl. You would have to adjust a few rounds after you finished increasing. So you might have to use a bowl on the side as a sample so you know exactly how far you need to increase. But for this specific pattern for a soup bowl, I'm just going to do one more round of increases. That is round 11. Round 11 has 9 single crochets and an increase, and then repeat that until the end of the round. Let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and an increase. Repeat this specific pattern until the end of the round. So you now finished round 11. I want to give you one small little tip. You can see here where I did my increases. You can see that the increases are always on top of an increase. So if you don't always want to count your stitches throughout, you just continue doing single crochets until you hit your increase from the previous round, and you know exactly you have to do an increase on top of that. That's just a little small tip, whether that is for you not wanting to count or for you to check that you did the pattern correctly. So the increases are on top of the increases. You will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. For rounds 12 through 16, you will now do 1 single crochet in each stitch. So we are now increasing in height of the bowl. Make sure you move your stitch marker after each round, so that way you know when you finished a round. Remember to count how many rounds you're going to do. You need to do round 12 through 16, all single crochets. I'm going to continue on with my round until I finished round 16. So that will be 5 rounds of just single crochet. Okay, so I now finished round 16. I need to now increase just a little bit more because this is a bowl cover. Most bowls are not exactly straight up. They're kind of rounded and then go outwards. So we're trying to go with the bowl. So we need to do a few more rounds of increases, but we're splitting them up. So round 17, you will do 10 single crochets, and then you will do an increase. And then round 18, we're just doing single crochets. So let's do that. Let's move our stitch marker up. Then we'll do 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now an increase. And now you're going to repeat this pattern right here all the way to the end until you reach the stitch marker again. Okay, so I now finished round 17 where we did increases. Now round 18 is 1 round of just single crochet. So let's do that, and then we'll go to round 19, which is another round of increases. So let's do that. So just single crochets in round 18, and then I'll meet you back here for round 19. So I finished now round 18. We'll now go to round 19 where we're doing one more round of increases with the same kind of pattern we've done before. That means now we're going to do 11 single crochets and then an increase. Then we go to round 20. So round 19, so 11 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now an increase. And now you're repeating this pattern all the way to the end until you reach the stitch marker again. And I'll meet you right back here, and then we're going to do round 20. Okay, so I finished now round 19. We're now going to round 20. After round 19, you have 78 stitches. We have to do one more round of increase, but it's just 2 stitches. Okay, so you actually have to count this time to make sure you are doing them evenly. Okay, so round 20 is going to have 38 single crochets, and then you do an increase. Then again 38 single crochets and one more increase. So there's 2 increases within round 20. So let's do that. So I now did 38 single crochets. Now I'm doing an increase. And now I'll do 38 more single crochets and one more increase. Then we'll start with round 21. So we now finished round 20 and work on round 21. Round 21 is now the start of the 4 corners that we have for the bowl cover. So after round 20, you have exactly 80 single crochets all the way around, so 80 stitches. We're now going to break them up into 20, 20, 20, and 20, so 4 times 20. So we're going to do 19 single crochets, and then in stitch 20, we're doing a single crochet, chain of 2, and a single crochet. So that makes 20 stitches, and those 20 stitches we're going to repeat 4 times. So let's do that together to make it a little bit more clear. So we need to move up our stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So now in stitch 20, we're doing a single crochet, a chain of 2, and another single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, now these 20 stitches you're now going to repeat 3 more times, so you have 4 of them in total, and I'll meet you right back here for round 22. So now I've finished round 21. Round 22 through 24 are exactly the same pattern, just that the stitches, the single crochet count, is increasing in between. Okay, so which means now you're going to do a single crochet in each stitch 1 until you reach the chain space. That means you still have to do a single crochet into that stitch right here, that single crochet. Then into the chain space, you're going to repeat what you did previously. That means you're going to do into this chain space, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, and another single crochet. Then we're going to continue on and repeating this pattern. So let me show you the beginning of round 22, and you're just going to repeat this over and over again for 3 rounds. So the amount of stitches here for single crochets, they will increase. But the pattern itself is going to be the same, just the number changes slightly. So you're doing single crochets, and then you're doing a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet into the chain space. And then repeat that over and over again. So let's do that together here. I'm going to move up my stitch marker. You don't really have to count now unless you really want to. So I'm going to do single crochets until I get to the chain space. So now you can see that I place still a single crochet into that single crochet that is part of that chain space right here. So remember, in the previous round we did a single crochet, chain of 2, and single crochet all in the same stitch. So that first single crochet still gets a single crochet on top. That's how we're continually increasing outwards. Now that I did that last single crochet, into that chain space right there, I'm doing a single crochet, chain of 2, just like I did before, and another single crochet in that same chain space right there. Okay, now I'm going to continue on single crochets right here, starting with that first stitch right there. I'm going to continue on doing that same pattern as we just did, just that the amount of single crochets here is increasing per round. I'm going to continue on until I finished round 24. That's when you finish the bowl cover, and I'll meet you right back here to show you the final result of how it needs to look like. Okay, so now I finished round 24. As you can see, I went all the way around. I increased here on these corners where the chain space was. I will now continue on until right here, just because I want to slip stitch it nicely and hidden, because if I would do it right here you would have that little edge. So we're going to continue on single crocheting after round 24 until we hit the corner right here, which is the chain space, and then we slip stitch into it, and that's when you finish completely. So this is just to make it look neat. You do not have to do that, but I wanted to make it neat and pretty. So on top of that, feel free to add a little loop at the end, you know, like a chain or something, so that you can maybe hang this up in case you want to display it when you are not using it. It's totally up to you. So some people put a little loop on the end to be able to hang it up somewhere in their kitchen or wherever you feel like it. So now I'm reaching the corner right here. So I'm going to do onto right here. That's now the corner. So I'm now going to slip stitch, and then I would now cut it off here and then weave in my ends. So now you are finished with your bow cover. So you can remove your stitch marker, you can weave in your ends. You just have 2 of them, luckily. So this is how it looks like in the end. It's really, really pretty. So as you can see right here, I have plenty of yarn still left for the 24/7 cotton yarn, so you can easily make at least 1 more of these bowl covers using this pattern for a soup bowl. So this pattern really is that easy to do, and yes, you can increase it a little bit further down here in order to make it for bigger ones. So you just have to calculate a few of these stitches, the stitch count itself, to make sure that it's properly done. I hope you like this video on how to do the cotton bowl cover. Please like, comment, and share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be sure to click that bell to get notified the next time I publish a new video on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Bye!